and welcome to the iceberg method, layer one, above the water. We're going to talk about today how everything that we have been told and what we have learned and what worked in the past has stopped working and why. So I want to encourage you, and what I'm going to try to somewhat prove to you today is that the offer that you have isn't broken. Your message is just buried. If you're having issues with conversion, it is likely because you're having issues with connection, and that is something that all creators are dealing with right now. And I'm going to show you why. So stick with me here. Now, the real problem that we're having isn't that it is more difficult to write content, or that, in fact, it's much easier to write content than ever before, and that's a good thing. But the content that we're writing is stuck sort of above that surface of the water, if we think of it in this iceberg term that we're talking about. So above the water messaging is what we're looking at. And above the water messaging is the same kind of surface problems, the same demographics, the same solutions that everyone is talking about and saying that they have. So just like an iceberg, the real power is what's hidden underneath. And the bulk of your messaging should come from underneath, and we're going to walk through that. Now, what really happened that most people were unaware of, and just it has become very prevalent to me because I've been in the industry for over 14 years, writing for clients, and about 18 months ago, from the time of this recording, the AI really came on the scene to be accessible to everyone. And I am a big proponent of AI. I think it's similar to when the calculator came around, and everybody who had been doing long division by hand, especially like mathematicians and things, would say, absolutely not, this is not something to use, it's going to make us dumber, and all of the different things that we're hearing about AI now were true of the calculator. And what do we have? We have calculators now, and it is good and it is important to know how to do certain things, and that's my standpoint for AI. So I'm going to take that perspective throughout this, so that in the end, hopefully you have something that you can leverage AI to sound like you and to really connect with people as a tool, and not a barrier as it's being used right now. So for years we've been told to cut through the noise, and that typically meant post more or have a better hook. But what I watched happen was the content didn't necessarily become louder. We didn't come up with more controversial content necessarily. It's just that with AI, everything sort of got gray. Everyone started sounding the same. It became different shades of the same color, if you'd like to think of it that way. It was the same templates, the same hooks, the same promises, the same everything. You even see the same names for avatars. Like, I work with creators all over the world every single week, and when they come to me with, here's my avatar, so many times they're named Sarah, or they're named different things that AI names. And again, leveraging AI is imperative, and I think that's a great thing, and I encourage those creators to give me everything that they have produced through AI. But it does result in this same shade of grayness. If we're all talking to AI Sarah, are we talking to anybody? So that brings me to message blindness, and that is what is happening to your audience. So far we've talked about the sort of your own experience, but what is their experience to your content? Your audience has message blindness. They literally cannot see your message anymore. And even if the hooks, I don't want to say even if the hooks worked, because they're not working because they don't see them. But even if you could get, let's go with the hook, 6 figures in 6 months, it doesn't matter because they can't see it. And I mean, does everybody remember when, 6 figures in 6 months was was the rage. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I'm doing this all day, every day, but it was 6 figures in 6 months. Then we needed the hook to be louder. So it became 6 figures in 6 weeks, 6 figures in, 6 seconds, whatever it was, until it didn't work anymore. And the problem became that the competition was not who can get the result the best or the fastest. It's that now the competition is who can stand out from the crowd, right? There's hundreds of other creators who sound exactly like you. And the issue that we're running into is when everyone sounds like everyone else, you just become invisible. It's just a sea of gray. So to help sort of prove my point, think of these examples as I read them. Are they things that you feel like you've seen recently? Or if you haven't, after you listen to these, I bet, and you can tag me in the community and let me know if I'm right, that you will start to see these out there. Okay, so this is what gray looks like. Struggling with confidence, you're not alone. Or struggling with anything, just X marks the spot, put in the struggle. You're not alone. Ready to level up your business? Here's your permission slip to dream bigger. Or here's your permission slip to make more money. Or here's your permission slip to take care of yourself, right? Stop playing small and step into your power. Do those sound familiar? And when I read them out loud like that, it's kind of like your brain just checks out, right? I mean, they're monotonous. They don't mean anything. But on the flip side, let's look at colorful messaging. What happens when we break through that grayness? You could say similar things. You could mean similar things and say them completely differently. So let me say these to you. See what you think. Do you replay every conversation before you fall asleep? Does your business feel like a job you can't quit? Do you feel selfish for wanting something different? Do you hide in your car for 5 minutes alone? Do you see the difference? Those they're almost like gut checks. Like, how did they know that I hid in my car for just 5 minutes by myself? It's just, it's something that lands. So here's the pattern that I want you to really kind of drill into your consciousness as you go forward. Gray messaging talks to your person. Colorful messaging talks from inside their reality. That is the difference, and it makes all the difference. So let's keep drilling down. Let's take some more examples, and this time let's go apples to apples. What do we see? So instead of gray, which would be, can we talk about burnout? Right? That's the hook of the content piece. You could try color. Are you tired but you can't sleep? Hits different, right? Or if we're talking, let's go specifically for business, we could go with the gray, like ready to transform your business. Instead, we could really talk to them about what they're actually feeling inside. Even if they haven't articulated it to themselves, maybe this hits them exactly with what they're feeling. You could try, does your business feel like a job you can't quit? Do you see the difference when they're right next to each other? Or confidence, stop playing small and step into your power. That's the above the surface of the water, right? In our iceberg metaphor. We could try color. Do you make yourself smaller in every room? And the thing is, 18 months ago, this wasn't really something that I felt urgent about getting out. There were certainly, every time a client comes to me or I'm coaching a creator, the goal is to find the voice, to refine the tone, to understand their specific messaging and get that out into the world to make an impact. But it wasn't necessarily as urgent as it is now, because there was a lot less being produced and you could stand out more easily, really. But it matters right now, because when AI became everywhere for everyone, everybody got the same tools. And so if you ask AI for a template, if you ask for hooks, if you ask design my avatar, everybody's getting a version of the same thing. And that has created this gray marketing world. But you're here, and that's the good news, because when you go deeper than these surface problems, and you go deeper than the demographics of a traditional avatar, you become the color in this gray world, and you pop out because of it. It's sort of a new game, I know that is a term. Well, I feel like it's a term that's kind of bro marketish, which I am not about at all. But it is sort of this new world, this new game, where the people who are converting consistently, their messaging is so specific that they don't really have to worry about who else is producing messaging in their industry. Nobody talks to the part of the audience that is real for them, that we're talking to, that we're drilling down to in the iceberg method. And when you do that, I want to encourage you that you're just not competing on what the price is, or that nobody has time anymore, or who your followers are or aren't. You're competing on understanding and connection. And that's powerful. That is a powerful tool to have in your tool belt. So how do we really bring this into you and what you're doing? You're going to do a depth check, and I'm going to walk you quickly through how to do this, but you're going to spend some time after this video downloading the worksheet, and I hope that you really utilize it and do it. And if you want to tag me in the community, in our LinkedIn community, I would love to know how the depth check went, what your score was, or if you want to share the piece of content, and I can share with you a review for that as well. I'd love to see it. So the depth check, you're going to pull up your last, I encourage you to do 3 pieces of content. Now, it may feel a little bit monotonous to do 3 pieces of content, but you want to score them honestly, each one, and then sort of understand your average, because maybe you have a piece of content that you just kind of threw together a little bit, or a VA, posted and you hadn't seen, or I don't know. There could be a lot of different reasons why a particular one just didn't hit. But if you're having this problem over the course of, let's say, the last 3 pieces of content, then this is something that we should look at. So the questions that you're going to go through in the worksheet are: how many other people in your space could have written this exact same thing? And you're going to score it 3, 2, or 1 points depending on what makes most sense to you. The second question is, does this sound like you had a specific person in mind, like you're writing to one person's real situation? You'll hear me talk about your person in everything that I teach. So the iceberg method, the connect method, the messaging lab, just everything. And instead of like your people, your avatar, your dream customers, it's your person, because I understand that a person is not plural, and that grammatically it's not correct to say to use it in the context that I use it, but it is the plural persons. And it is talking specific to one person in one real situation, and so that's why I use that. So you're going to go through and score 3, 2, or 1. Then question 3: are you addressing surface problems or real costs? Are you really talking to like what does this cost this person to live in this situation, in this struggle? And then you're going to take the score of those, you're going to add them up, and you're going to find out where you are in this. Are you adding color already? Are you starting to stand out? Are you in the gray? And zero judgment ever from anything that you hear from me or learn from me or talk with me. This is very much just a checkpoint. And then at the end of the iceberg method, I'm going to encourage you to do the same for the last 3 pieces of content that you've produced while in the iceberg method, and then to score yourself. And I'd love to know the before and after. That would be amazing. So be encouraged. This is just the beginning. What I'm showing you is literally the tip of the iceberg, and where these surface changes, although you will start to recognize them, and that is the first step towards changing them, they are still, they produce those surface results. What we're trying to do is get into like the mind reading state where people are like, oh my gosh, this person gets me. And to do that, we have to go deeper, and we are going to go deeper in the iceberg method. In the next layer, in layer 2, we are going to dive deeper below the surface, and then layer 3 is that final deepest part of this particular iceberg method. So in the next layer, we're going to talk more about that struggle in their head, who they are versus who they want to be, that internal fight that drives the buying decisions, that the one that nobody ever talks about. We talk about the struggle and the goals and the results and all of those things, but it's the in between that is the driver of decisions, buying decisions in this case. So when we speak to that fight, your messaging is going to stop sounding like marketing, although it is going to convert miles better than what you're doing now. So your next step, use my mantra: your offer isn't broken, your message is just buried. Focus with me for a minute on the messaging, and you can tag me in the group if you have any questions about this, but do the depth check right now. Figure out where you really are. Again, I'd love to know where you landed, and feel free to drop those content pieces. I'd love to take a look at them. And then get ready to go deeper. Then I know 99% of your competition is just like whatever, arbitrary in some way, but literally 99% of the people out there who are in your industry and you would consider competition are still talking to the gray, and you're about to pop with color. So it's pretty awesome. If you do want to go deeper after the iceberg method, or you feel like you need some more support, the Connect method and the Human First Messaging Lab are where creators come that when they're understanding what the gray is and they're ready to dive deeper. If you want to know more about that, you can just let me know. You can DM me, email me, tag me in the group. The Connect method is a very personalized 8-week sort of intensive, and the Human First Messaging is a membership program that allows you to really work much more closely with me. So as you go, let's just remember that the goal is to stop blending into the gray. The goal is not to shame, not to throw rocks at AI. The goal is nothing but positive vibes and coming into your own color, so that the people who are looking in this landscape of gray see you, and then you can help them. That's the goal of it all. Okay, so get to it. Let me know if you have any questions. So excited to be here with you. Thanks.